Where is the evidence that Iran is basically running a nuclear weapons program? So Scott Ritter's saying even the mere threat that Iran is passing the nuclear threshold, that constitutes some level of justification. Obviously, Scott's taking a hyper-realist, offensive realist position on this. Basically, might makes right. And the U.S. is the most powerful country with the most powerful nuclear arsenal on the planet, or tied with Russia in that respect. And therefore, if they feel threatened, then they're going to act. There's nothing you can do about it. Submit to the U.S. and come to do a nuclear deal, as Donald Trump is demanding of the Iranians. Otherwise, we're going to launch a preemptive strike against your facilities. And that's basically what the U.S. is saying there. There's a number of problems, and I'll go down the list. Okay. First of all, the potential for a nuclear weapons program. So there's no evidence, even according to the United States Intelligence Assessment, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. So even she says there's no evidence, according to the U.S. Intelligence Assessment, that Iran has a nuclear weapons program. If it's about a country that has the potential to have nuclear weapons, in other words, a country that has a civilian nuclear industry but doesn't have an active nuclear weapons development program, but could develop a nuclear weapon, by this logic, then any country that has a civilian nuclear industry can potentially have nukes. So we have 10 countries that we also need to attack who could potentially have nuclear weapons. This is one of the first points of failure on this argument. The reason I'm bringing this up is, of all people, and I'm not saying this as a hard criticism of Scott Ritter. I think he's a great analyst and a great asset. But I am a little bit surprised that him being the weapons inspector isn't leading with the part of the conversation of where is the evidence that Iran has a nuclear weapons program? Where is it? So at this point, we have a rerun of the Iraq War, the run-up to the Iraq War. We have a weapons of mass destruction accusation and no evidence.